yeah. Kingdom citizen of Wisconsin. Kingdom citizen, yeah. Kingdom citizen.
Blessings, blessings, and blessings. Welcome. Welcome, 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 Kingdom citizens of Wisconsin. I am excited to be with you guys today. I'm going to do a couple of announcements and then I'm going to bring my brother on with me. I am excited about having him here. He's my brother from another mother, and I am glad that he is here. We are still looking for volunteers to work in the Brewers home games. If you have a group and you're trying to raise money, or if you're a church and you're trying to raise money for your mission, for your youth, whatever it is, give us a call at 414-676-0842. That's 414-676-0842 or 414-899-2688. That's 414-899-2688. Men and women, we are having a men and women fellowship breakfast May 4th at 8 a.m. at El Greco's Family Restaurant, 9143 West Alberton Avenue in the city of Milwaukee. It is the Milwaukee chapter of the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship. If you would like to join us for breakfast, we would love to have you there. Breakfast, prayer, and listening to testimonies on how good God is. You can give us a call at 414-676-0842 so that we will have a number so we can let the restaurant know how many is going to be there. We would love to have you join us for a fellowship breakfast at El Greco's Family Restaurant, 9143 West Alberton Avenue. And if you are tired of the way Milwaukee is being ran, if you are sick and tired of the leadership, and you are ready to help Milwaukee change for the better, then we're asking you to be a part of King for Mayor, be a part of our team. We're asking that you would donate $24 for the race in 2024. We're looking for 5,000 people that would donate just $24, and let's change the city of Milwaukee. And Kingdom Teaching, May the 2nd through May the 4th at 7 o'clock nightly. We will be at Latter Rain. Church host is Bishop Renee Prophet, and yours truly, Dr. David D. King, will be speaking all 3 nights. The address is 4858 West Fond du Lac Avenue. That's 4858 West Fond du Lac Avenue. And you guys, we just want you to come on and be a part of what God is doing. We're excited about everything that is going on. And now it's time to bring my brother. I tell you, this guy is amazing. He's really, really amazing. And I'm not just saying that. He's just amazing. And those of you in the Kenosha area already know he is amazing. So let me bring my brother, LAMAR Madison.
Thank you.
Welcome, bro. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dr. King. It's always a pleasure to come. It's been a while since I came on last time, so I think it was about time for me to revisit.
It's time for you
world.
It is time for you to revisit, because now you can take the gloves off and have some fun. It is time for you to revisit, and that's the part that I'm looking at. While we're talking, you guys, I will be sharing and inviting people on to watch us, to join in, and we got another guest that's going to be joining us. I'm just waiting on him to come on board. And so let me say, let's do this first. All right, I'll so that we can throw the comments. We're gonna have some. So first of all, let's talk about your race, because you've done some stuff that really nobody really in Kenosha done in a while.
Well, I ran for school board here in Kenosha. Did not win, but it was a really, really good race. I think that I had my team here had definitely did a great job. I can't complain about my team at all. I mean, I had the support that I needed. I had to, everyone wants more funding, right? But I think I had the funding that was needed. The Republican Party of Kenosha was absolutely amazing. Mom for Liberty and other groups that I forget this group. I always forget this group, but is I think Sue, a woman named Sue, runs the group. I think is women with something women of Wisconsin. Sue, I apologize. I'll try to remember sometime doing this. Southwest Women, Republican Women of Wisconsin. I think that's the name
Is
of
it
it.
the Southeast Women Republicans?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I always mess that up. So they're very supportive, let me speak. And if anybody I forgot, I apologize now for not mentioning your name. But yes, it was great. Now, um, I felt that I had a really good shot of winning based on, just gut feeling. After I checked the votes, I think it was like 26,000 people cast their ballot for school board. And I tell you that out of all the races that we had in a while here, I got like 10,000 something votes, right? That's the highest vote count than the second highest vote count than anyone else have gotten in a school board race. My opponent, Yolanda Adams, she got the top of my head here. I haven't looked at it in a while. I think she got about 16,000. Now, that was a huge turnout. I mean, for her, congratulations to her. I mean, people was like, was texting me, joking about it. Hey, you lost. What are you gonna say about it? You know what? I basically told them that had I won, I would have been doing the same thing you're doing. So, congratulations. I still think that I was the better candidate, but had I won, I would have been gloating in your face as well. So I can't blame them for gloating. So you know what? I'm not. I said congratulations, and we need to move on. But the autopsy need to be done, right?
Yes.
I still believe that there's more people that think like we do than think like my opponent, and but the turnout doesn't. The execution piece doesn't not showing up at the polls. Now, again, I said I got the second highest votes than probably any other candidate that ran for school board. Yolanda got the highest probably ever, but from what I'm getting in the streets, that's just not translating into votes. And the question is why. And
Right.
and as conservatives or Republicans or what you want to call yourself, right? A lot of times, the moment that we lose a race, instantly, instead of doing a proper autopsy and looking at what happened, we want to start bending the knee and saying, hey, we need to be more like the left. We need to, take another look at the abortion thing. Maybe we've been too strong on that, right? And that's the first thing we do, instead of holding it all ground. I lost, and I lost on principle, right?
Right.
The voters decided to go another way. That's their choice. I'm not mad about it. I got the support. I think I got the support I needed. But the question is, how do we translate, the support into people actually showing up, getting people? I know a lot of Republicans don't like voting early. I got it. But guys, that's the game we're playing now. Do I wish that we can all, like, one day we vote on the same day, we go in, cast our ballot, is over? Yes. In an ideal world, that's what I like to have happen. However, that's not the game that we're playing. So we have to play the same rules that I say our opponents are playing. And once we win, once we take over, then we can, muster the courage to change the way we do elections. But until then, we have to win. Okay, have to win. So, yeah, I mean, again, I wish I would have won, but things didn't go the way I wanted, and I have no complaints. No, I'm not going to sit here and say anybody cheated because I have no evidence of that. But it's where we at right now.
Right. And the beauty of it is, like you say, one of the things that the Republican side or the conservative, whatever, they don't do an autopsy. They don't look to see what we done wrong. Was the right message? Was it the right message? Uh, did we go into the areas where we know we got some hanging fruit, but we don't want to. We don't want that. We want to climb the tree and we want to get all the way up there. But you got these fruits that are hanging that they could have picked up, right? I give you an example of what I'm talking about. The barbershops, right? That put your sign up and they started getting hassled, right? That's
Yep.
when the party should have surrounded that barbershop, gave that barbershop so much support that low hanging fruit would have came out and voted. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the problem with this barbershop thing is this, right? Um, I went in the barbershop, a couple of them, told them my stance, told them exactly what I believe in. Now, one-on-one, they would agree with me. They don't want everything about school, about the kids getting a decent education. Good evening, Liz. Thanks for joining the show. Everyone that I talked to, even the people that were the customers in the barbershop, one-on-one, man, they was like, yeah, I believe in what you're saying. But the moment the mob come after him, yet at the end of the day, it's a business, right? And they are in the business for business, and they don't know me from anybody. So I did not expect them to, down this hill for me and keep my signs up, and they don't know me at all. So I wanted them to prosper. I want them to keep getting customers. So I understood why they took the action that they've taken. So
no,
but
I'm not. I'm not talking about the barbershop themselves.
yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about us as a group, as a party. When we know that we got a business owner, like me, for example, I'm running for mayor, right? And I'm talking to business owners, and they telling me I'm going to support you. So if I put up a sign there, I said to them, anybody try to do anything to you, let me know. The moment you let me know, I'm coming on the air. I'm coming on my show. I'm gonna blast it, right? And then I'm gonna ask everybody to go support that business, so that business know that they have support. For example, I don't know if you was in Wisconsin at the time, but they was trying to do $15 an hour, and they was terrorizing restaurants at the time. So a friend of mine, I asked her to hire me to run this restaurant for her so I can help her deal with the $15 hour mob. And so I did. And I took over one of the restaurants. One of the leaders came in and he says, I'm here to help set up a union. I just want to introduce myself to you, da, 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 da. And I said, okay, now let me introduce myself to you. My name is David King. Go Google me, go look me up, and then come back and we can have a talk. And he did. And when he came back, I said, now let me tell you something. The day you protest out here is the day I call some of my friends that love open carry, concealed carry, and we're gonna be on the other side of the restaurant. So we letting you know you're not intimidating anybody here, right? Do you know what happened? It went away. If we help those business owners stand up for what they believe in, and they don't get punished, then I think we would win more people over. If we went in there, okay, a white person probably never got his hair cut by a black barbershop, but it's the principle, right? Just go in there and get a shave, just go in there, donate some money to his business, because when remember the man with the bakery, when they attacked his bakery, everybody went around him. When they attacked it, Chick-fil-A, everybody went to Chick-fil-A and started, serving them and giving them food. So if we do that, if we as conservative would do that to a conservative business owner that's supporting us and wants to put our stuff out there, even though they agree with us, we need to let them know we got their back, because, like you say, it's their livelihood. Nobody want to lose their livelihood.
Well, I would ask, the sustaining power, right?
Right.
We know the left this is what they do. I mean, they will stand out like the Occupy Wall Street, just just months, weeks, and months on end. They have time to do this. I don't know where they find the time to do this. I got to go to work, right?
Right.
Other people like us have to go to work, but we don't have that sustaining power to keep that going. It's just a different mindset. And I understand what you're saying. Yes, we have to stand up, but at the same time, the shop owners also got to have that courage, right? If they, and what they was complaining over, during my debate with Yolanda for school board, they asked about Black history, and I told them that I don't believe in relegating someone in history down to a month or two, and Black history is American history. But with that said, I also said that the Black history that are taught in schools today is not Black history. Everything else is thrown in there. But the Black history is just the umbrella, right? It's the flagship name, but everything that's underneath the Black history, the trans agenda, throw any other agenda in there, that's what they're teaching. They're not teaching anything about the real history of Black Americans. They're just a front to teach everything else they want to teach, liberation theology, socialism, communism, reinventing history. I call it the feel-good history. And that's basically what it was. So I said, if that's the kind of history that we're talking about, I want no part of it. And so they took that message and went to the barbershop owners and said, well, this guy trying to take Black history out of school. Never mind your kids can't read. Okay, with Black history in school, never mind they can't read. Never mind they can't do math. Never mind all this other stuff, is systemic stuff we have going on, the bullying in school and the discipline problem. But God, oh my God, don't take Black history out of school now. Now you didn't cross the line, but your kid can't damn read, but that's okay, right? So I'm like, man, this is a damn shame that what we put our values behind. Okay, Black history in school, your kid can't read. Which one you value the most?
And
right?
and if they put in real Black history in the school, I was up in my horror, and they was talking about, oh, we teach Black history. I said, really? I said, have you taught them about Black Wall Street and what really happened at Black Wall Street? Have you told them about how you injected us with syphilis for 40 years? Have you told them about LBJ and this war on poverty that pushed the Black man out of the house? Have you even told the truth about what the Black Panther was really about? But not what the government pushed them to become, but what they was really about, what really started the Black Panther, what they was really doing. I said, have you really shared that about the Black history instead of telling us that we were slaves? Have you told them about Wentworth Cheswell, who was the first Black man in the 1700s to get elected as a judge? Have you told them about him? No, because why? You don't want to tell these kids that there was a Black man that was president before the Constitution and try to make it seem like Obama was this.
He's old. Yeah. And let me tell you, after the Civil War, right?
Right.
The black legislators in Mississippi were mostly Black.
Yes.
In all the South, Black Republicans ran the state legislature in the South.
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
people say, oh, the first Black, this first. No. This is like the Matrix. You have the Matrix and you have the phase 2, then the phase 3. It's the same thing. Like what's that guy named Nick? The Matrix star, right? He think he was the first person to ever be the one. No, it was like 3 other people before you, right? Those iterations. Same thing with history. There were, that's a Black American who died, even during the Boston Massacre, during the founding of this country. We have always been involved since the start of this country. They don't tell you that we had freed Blacks that actually owned slaves, but they'll tell you, no, that didn't happen. What happened was they bought their family out of slavery to keep them. No.
They were slave
Black
owners.
people owned slaves, and
Yes.
renting them out as contractors to other white to white guys who couldn't afford slave, renting them out as contractors, and they kept all the wages for themselves.
Right.
So no one ever tell you that when even today there's slavery today. When Hillary Clinton went in and got rid of Gaddafi out of Libya, guess what? All of a sudden slavery came right back. Black slaves sitting over there right now. Where are we at about that? Nowhere. So we always want to talk about the evils of America, right? This has been going on in every country. Brazil has more slaves, black slaves, than America. The Native American population in the States had black slaves. A matter of fact, the Native Americans in the United States was the last group to give up their slaves because the government said, hey, you know what? We're not going to have this grant this treaty with you until you give up all your slaves. And so the U.S. government forced them to give up the slaves to be able to sign certain treaties. So the Native American was the last group in the United States to even give up their slaves. And then if you really want to go into this whole slavery MAGA, right? Go follow the food chain, right? Follow I would call it supply chain, right? The supply chain manager. The supply chain takes you back to Africa. And before that, it takes you back to the Slav region where there were slaves. That what the word slave came from, Slavic slaves. Black individuals in Africa own slaves from other tribes because we look at race different in America than they do in Africa, right? They look at in Africa, they're not looking at your skin. They're looking at what your name is, what's your tribe, and things of that later. Your color, your skin is like the last thing they look at. They want to look at your tribe, your name, where your parents are from. That's how they look at, race there. You come here, all of a sudden, everyone that's black, they have some pigment to their skin is supposed to all think the same way, feel the same way. Right. And that's how we looked at here in the States because we're allowing this to happen.
Yes. And the thing about it is when we look at it, we allow them to throw that petty or that sad conversation like we didn't have. Like you said, there was so many blacks that was free. There was blacks that was breeding blacks that like they breed pit bulls. I mean, and he treated his slave worse than everybody. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want you to know. And then there was some blacks that had slaves based off of the law. And what I mean by that, it was you had a free woman who married a black slave. So now, because she married him by law, they couldn't just be married. He had to be her slave. Or you had a free black man who married a black slave woman, and she just couldn't be free by law. She had to be his slave. Then you have some blacks that inherit slaves. So when we look at the history, we got to look at it for everything. And we're not, and they don't want you to know everything. They just want you to know that one side, just like the Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act was signed in the 1800s when you had so many blacks up in Congress. But what did the Democrats do? They took it away. So, I mean, when we look...
and then the second Civil Rights Act, right, is I think it was like in 1954. Underneath the Republican administration, under Eisenhower, they tried to pass the Civil Rights Act, and the Democrat blocked it. Al Gore, the Klan, the West Virginian guy, the Grand Ku Klux Klan wizard. What was his name? Bird. Not Larry Bird, but
Larry Bird. I know you're talking about those.
Bird, right?
Larry Bird. We're not talking about you, Larry Bird.
We forget. But that's what happened. And then in 1964 or 65, that Civil Rights Act, which is the third iteration, right? The Democrats happened to be in power, and Lyndon Baines Johnson, tried to push it through. Now, check this out. When they tried to push this through, not all Democrats voted for this bill.
Nope.
They literally needed the Republicans. They needed the Republican votes to push the bill through, because had it just been a partisan line, the bill would have failed again in 1964, 65. It would have failed again. So they literally needed the Republican side of the aisle to come in and get this bill passed through. So if you go back and look at the numbers, I forget at the top of my head, but not a good. Let me see. Maybe. Well, I know. I'm not.
Well, the Republicans was in charge of the House.
No. During the 60 the Civil Rights Bill 1964, 65.
Yeah,
the Democrats was in charge. Then
remember the Republican was, because what's his name? I can't think of his name, but he got an award for that. No, they gave him an award. He was Dad, what is his name? Let me see if I. Well, I know you looking it up right now, so I ain't got to look it up. When I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you, and I'm gonna have the 2 screens and and everything. Don't make fun of Larry Bird. And while he looking that up, I do want to acknowledge where she put it at. There it is. A good friend of mine, Larry Elder, will be announcing he's running for president at the end of this month.
Elder?
So, yes, Larry Elder is going to run for president.
Elder looking for a he looking for a VP spot.
Say you're looking for a VP, huh?
Looking for a VP spot.
That's my friend. I text him and he texts me. So he let me know already that he sent it to me that he's running. So I am looking forward to this race and that's coming up. But at the same time, though, okay, we ain't gonna make fun of Larry Bird anymore. I don't know. Larry Bird might. No, I ain't gonna say that. Oh, he announced it already. Okay. But yeah, did you find it?
I'm quite sure. I know the Republicans were in charge during that time.
Yeah, the Republican was in charge.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, the Democrats in charge. Let me see. Anybody who's watching? Anybody watching? Help me look this up.
I think it was the Republicans. Let me look in on my. Oh, I ain't got my other computer up. That nabbit. Let me look it up.
Was the Act 64 or 65?
64.
64. Mm-mm.
1964.
Mr. Telephone Man. It was
okay.
Democrats. Let me see. 1964. It was, I'm looking at it here.
You had a Democrat president, but I believe it was the Republican in charge.
Summer of the November 3rd, 1964 election results. Democrats 295 to Republicans 140. Make sure here. I think it was the 80. Let me see. 99 Congress.
Okay, let's see.
Well, you can keep talking. I'll look it up. But I'm telling you, I might better put $100 on it.
But you know what? I'm looking at it too, but I'm thinking that no, because it was signed in what, 65? Yeah, 1965 voting, right? Oh no, let's go. Let me go back. I went to the wrong one. But yeah, I believe that it was LBJ didn't really want to sign it. He didn't really want to sign it. He signed it, but he didn't want to sign it.
No, LBJ was pushing it to get blacks on his side. you know, how he felt in his heart is one thing, but he
Right.
knew that if he can pass this civil rights bill underneath his administration, that it translate into votes at the end of the day.
Right.
That's what it translate into.
Yeah, and that's when that shift went, right?
Let me see. Well, they get the credit for it, even though they couldn't pass it on their own.
Right.
Because the reason I know this because Lyndon Baines Johnson cannot get his own, like his party was in power. He couldn't muster the votes for his own party to pass the bill. So he went to the minority of the House. He went to the minority and asked the Republicans to help him get this bill across the desk. And that's what happened. But we can look it up later when your other friend come on. We got time to,
Yeah, we got time to look it up. So, but when we look at it though, they sit here, and they have so much information hid. For example, you know what else they hid? And they talking about Black history and blacks in history. You know what else is hid? Who invented hockey?
I'm assuming it's a Negro.
Some Negroes up in Canada.
Since you said it that way.
Yep, some Negroes up in Canada invented hockey.
I wonder what that what if that was a Jeopardy question, what the smartest Jeopardy guy would have got that one.
I know, right? and when I was listening to it, right, and it was talking about how hockey came about, right, and it was started in Canada by, as you would say, Negroes, and then they made a big deal out of the first Negro playing hockey in America on the Boston's team. And so when we start talking about just Black history, Black everything, if you tell a child from the time that child is born until he gets 15, don't even try, because you're not going to be able to do anything. Don't even dream, because you're not going to be able to do anything. Guess what's going to happen with that child?
Well, if you tell somebody long enough, that's what they have a tendency to believe, and they're going to have a tendency to believe that they can't get ahead because of some, this person or that person or the white person. So you already put that doubt in that person's head to not do well, and thus blaming other people for their failures.
Okay, so now my question is this, and you and I can have this conversation without anybody calling us racist, okay? So we can have this conversation. So the conversation, I'm gonna start it off like this. How long do you think the Black community is gonna stay in the condition that it's in?
Man, I will tell you, just coming straight from the heart, like I think we're done, man. It's frightening right now. It just seemed like there is no turning around. It's like Dr. King brought us to the promised land, and what we do in the promised land, not much. I mean, you can get us here, you can help us along, but once we got here, the culture of Black Americans, right? It's with the music and everything, it might be a hard word, but I don't want to use the word a death cult or I'm not using that's the right word, but it's like, what do we value in our culture? What do other people value in our culture, right? The twerking, the dancing, the all the crazy shows you see on TV, the fighting, when you see us, on television or on the news is always is nothing good. Most of the time it's nothing good, right?
Right.
And we're doing this to ourselves. They say, well, that's all they show. No, you giving them that to show. Look in South Chicago. Walmart's pulling out. You talk Walmart's like a cockroach. You can't kill it. It's in every neighborhood. Is wherever you go, you're gonna find Walmart. Foreign countries, wherever you go, but not in South Chicago. I mean, apparently they have some powerful raid there that can kill a good cockroach. So like Walmart's pulling out, Walgreens are pulling out. You got these stores pulling out because of what? Just the
looting and the violence,
the cultural rot in the
right.
Black community is at a point where I don't know if it can return, right?
Well,
and you see, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What they showing is not Black culture. Okay? When you look at Black culture from
the subculture, the Black subculture, it's a like you don't.
It's a delusion to me. It's a delusion.
Like the guy on my back wall here, Thomas Sowell.
Yeah.
No, they don't lift him up. All these smart people, in our society, all these smart Black people that does, scientists and some school teachers. I mean, they never value, even within our own culture, we don't value people that talk white, went to school, that are our giants in our community. We don't care about them, but we damn sure care about the hottest record that dropped.
Right.
who can twerk the hardest and who can. It's just asinine.
Right. I mean, if you look at it, right, we went from good times where a Black family was trying to get out of the projects. They had both parents in the house. The father didn't play about education. He didn't play about not respecting the mom. Then you got the Jeffersons, where he got out of the projects by opening up a business and he started moving up. Then you got the Cosbys, where you had both parents in the house, both had a career, sending their kids to historical Black colleges, right? Telling them about history, real history, telling them about the struggles, telling them about respecting themselves, telling them respect. Then you had different world where you had the young people going to college and dealing with everyday life in college. And we went from that to New Jack City, to Black Ink, to all this other crap. And the sad part about it is BET is not even run by Black folks. So how you got somebody that is not Black trying to give us a culture that is not our culture? Every Black family that started off from slavery to today, well, almost till today, made sure that each generation did better than the next generation, right? You went from 10 kids sleeping in one room on one little thing to having 2 bedrooms, having a bathroom in the house, it just started growing. And then next thing you know, when they started to attack to move the man out of the house, it started going downhill. Now those kids can't read, they can't write, they can't do math, they can't get a job, so they got to depend on the government. So I got to depend on the free stuff, because if I don't get the free stuff, I can't survive.
Yeah, this is really boils down to, again, no matter what we say, I don't care what people say, it really boils down to fatherless homes. Even if you're not with your baby mama, right? Even though you still need to be somewhat around, I mean, it is too much. I understand I understand there are circumstances that happens. I got it, right? I understand that, but it's not what was it? 80% now. 70, high 70, almost 80% of people, black kids born to black mothers, the father's not around. Now, I understand 10% maybe roughly, but 80? Come on, man.
But you have to it's terrible. I think one of the things that we have to do is learn how to co-parent. Okay, y'all didn't get along, but you got a co-parent. You got a child. You both should invest in his education. You both should invest in his dream. Help shape this. You need both. You need a father and a mother. I hear black women say, I'm both. I'm the mama and the daddy. You are not both. You can no way be both parent. You only one.
The government is the daddy. I guarantee you, before we start handing out money like it grows on trees, the families had to work things out and stay together. Right. Now, as soon as the government started giving, single moms money, like anything the government subsidizes, you get more of.
Right.
Let me repeat that. Anything that gets subsidized, you get more of. And that's with anything. So the government subsidizing you to be a single mom, why get a daddy? Why even bring a man in the home? What's the point? The government's supplying all your needs. Now you can go out there and get more kids from more baby daddies, right? Because the government is encouraging this type of behavior. And I say that, look at China, for example, right? Look, all this crap that's on TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, TikTok's fun. Everybody's like watching it. I mean, man, you get lost in TikTok. But at the same time, if you look at what the Chinese people allow their people to view, is all educational, is inspiring, it's it's building their culture. But they don't allow that trash on TikTok in China. In TikTok in China, you're not going to see twerking. You're not going to see all this craziness that we see on our TikTok. So what did that tell you? The enemy have taken a platform like TikTok, unleashed it in America, cultural decay. But if you go to their society and look at that same stuff, you would see geniuses. You would see people doing amazing things and wonders of the world. What the Chinese people are doing. That's what you get in China.
Right.
And we get all the trash here in the States. And over time, that has an effect. That has an effect on every kid that's growing up in America today.
Let's see what she say.
That isn't a black thing. I pay more for my kids because I am responsible. I pay 2/3 of everything for my kids only because the government realized I made more money. Yep. See,
that's part of a system.
Liz, we talk about that. This one thing I hate how the government do when they helping people, right? If you made $100, if you got $100 from the government and you wasn't working at all, and you decide, okay, I want to get off this welfare. I want to get off. And you go get a job. You got a job, you're making $50 a month, right? So you go to a job making $50 a month, the government says, oh, you're working, and they take away all your benefits, but you can't live on $50 a month. So you say to yourself, okay, I got a job, but I can't live off $50 a month. So I'm gonna quit this job, go back on welfare, where the government giving me $100. Now, what should happen is you go get a job, you're making $50 a month. The government paying you $100. So now the government reduced what they're giving you by $50. So now you still have $100 to live. That encouraged you to work. Now you making $60 a month. The government take away $10. So the more you make, the government sort of takes away where now you're even. Now you're making $100 a month, and now the government can stop giving you the $100 a month, and it still encourages you to keep working, to keep trying to get a raise. But how we do it today, if you need $100 a month to live and you went and got a job making $50, you get punished, and the government take all your benefits away. So that's their way of keeping you dependent on them and keeping getting those votes.
Well, see, that's how massa do it. And see, and you will never see Master face, but you will see Sambo face. Because Master always needs Sambo to be in office so Master can do what he want to do. And this is why we run around and we voting, like in Milwaukee, all of these black elected officials in office, but they answering to Master. They're not doing it where people can prosper. They're not doing it where, I mean, in Milwaukee, blacks should not be struggling the way they struggling if the blacks that's in office say that they really for the black community. Blacks should not be hurting the way they should hurting. Blacks should have everything for them.
I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. We can talk about the white man all day long about, oh, mate, you know, how they run the city and all this stuff, right? The moment black folks run the city, the problems get worse. Black mayor, black police chief, black city administrator, black county, everything.
Executive, black city attorney.
Yeah. Everything black, and they run crappier. You know why?
Well, we know why. We know why. They was brought before the election even happened. They got what they wanted, and they only pushing the agenda of somebody else. They're not pushing. I mean, just look at it. In Milwaukee, you got black everything, and a black person got to go to Texas, Arizona, Atlanta to prosper. Why is that? Because of the simple fact that they are not pushing any agenda for not just black people, white people, or anybody. Whoever got them in their pocket, that's the agenda that they're pushing. And we cannot be surprised that they're doing it like that. But the reality of it is that's how it is. And when we look at it from the black community, they know that most blacks doesn't understand politics. So the blacks in Milwaukee can say, oh, well, I was going to do this for you, but the Republicans wouldn't let me. The Republican has no control over Milwaukee.
Nope, not at all. Liz said, Liz Lang, I know you saying that that it's not a, you said it's not a black thing. What I'm saying is, what the percentage of America with black Americans, I think we're like we probably 10% now, whatever. It was 12, probably 10% now. We have the given percentages, there are more black fatherless home in the black community than any other community, which translate to more of black Americans will be on some type of welfare, you know. So I know there's more white people on welfare than black people, number-wise. If you look at the total number, but if you break it down by percentages, right? There's more homes in the black community that have fatherless homes. If you take that same number, for example, look at abortion. I'm quite sure there's more white people that have number-wise, whole numbers have more abortion than black families. However, you look at the percentages, we are number one in aborting our kids, you know, right, by far more than any other race in the United States, right? So percentage-wise, not a black thing, I got it, but
you also got to look at it though. Yeah, whites does a lot of abortion, but why do the whites got to come to the black community to get those abortions? Because there's no Planned Parenthood in Fox Point.
True.
There's no Planned Parenthood in Lake Geneva. Well, come on now, if we really look at it. So if they're going to do the abortions, where they got to come? They got to come in the hood to get those abortions. Just like most of the people in suburbs, when they doing drugs, where do they come and get those drugs? In the hood. That's why most of them get caught, because the police say, you don't even belong here.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take to turn this thing around. It's that there are days I get up and say, you know what? I mean, I'm originally from Mississippi, right?
Okay.
You know, there are days I get up and say, man, I should just go get me a nice house out in the country, sit on the back porch with my coffee and watch my animals run around and kind of just check out. I mean, there are days I just feel that way because um, it just seemed like you can't get through the people. You just can't. And you know, these people, they show up at voting booth, don't even know the damn candidate. They just see a D behind the name on R, you know, and have put no thought into why they voted for anybody. You know, they just check the list, you know, and have it. I got it. When you're younger, you're an idealist, right? Normally, when you get older and have your own kids, you become more, you know, a lot of times you become more conservative, right? But these young kids is feeling, is idealism. They, you know, people tell them who to vote for, and they just hook, line, and sinker in the black community. You know, always, you know, keep looking for these saviors, but you got these poverty pimps that always want to keep
like Jesse
Jackson, the Al Sharpton. You know, they don't want you to do better. You think they want you to do better?
No.
Now you do better. You digging into their pockets. It's like you need a constant population that feel like they've been grieved, right? Oh, woe is me, and they come in like superheroes to save the planet, and they do nothing but bring more destruction. They do nothing but bring more pain to the community. They're not there. You know, they get on this little and get everybody all excited and use all these slogans. And black folks get fooled real quick. They use these little preaching slogans and get them all hyped up and just push that liberal message deep inside their brains. You know, yeah, like I told you before, I know a politician in my hometown. You know, black folks voted for him because he gave them fish fry. I'm like, oh my God. Dude, every time election came around, he hooked up a damn fish fry, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's such a good man. He gave us some fish fry. It's so nice." I'm like, God, don't say anything. Just be nice, smile. So yeah, this is very nice, because I'm thinking to myself, you vote for this guy with some damn fish, like, and your town's burning down, like. You know, you know, the roof blew off a couple of churches. That's not getting fixed. Potholes in the road, but you got some damn fish. Though he can cook some fish. You know, you don't tell the truth, man. That's a Southern way of doing it. I don't know how we do it in Wisconsin, but they give them fish fries, man.
They give them gift cards here. They get gift cards. So they can go somewhere and shop and everything. But you know, the problem, like you say though, here it is. When you look at everything that's going on, we know they can't read, right? We know they can't do. Really? Okay, y'all know y'all wrong for that. You see what you just started? Look what they wrote.
Next election rally at Serb Hall on Friday night.
Serve Hall so fish on Friday night.
Oh my God! So we're gonna do a fish fry.
Yeah, fish fry.
Fish fry and what else can we cook? Some barbecue fish.
Yeah.
All right, we got you. Fish fry, Serb Hall. All right, we got a King. Okay. Make sure you put that on your calendar.
On my calendar, fish fry. We're gonna have a fish fry. Get y'all elected, and we're gonna give out some phones and
Obama phones.
But you know what? You absolutely right. When you look at so-called leaders like Al Sharpton, who never talk about the education, never talks about education. Never say, all right, young people, let's put the guns down. Never talk about black on black crime. Never talk about the abortion issue, where black being genocide, right?
Yeah. You remember when Jesse Jackson said something about black on black crime, and he got he got electrocuted, and he came back and said, "No, that's not what I meant." He said it in a statement one time. He said when I'm walking out, well, I'm paraphrasing from memory. Basically, he said when I walking down the street and see white people coming toward me or behind me, he's not nervous. If I'm walking down the street and see some, a black kids behind me, he fears for his life, and he'll cross the other side of the road to avoid them. Now, you can Google this. He actually said this, and then he got so beat down by it, and he came back and said, and he cleaned it up a little bit, right? But his first statement is what he really meant.
Yes.
You come on, Mr. King. If I'm walking down in Milwaukee and I'm walking on the street and some white boys are walking behind me, I'm not thinking about it too much. Maybe it's my own ignorance, but I'm not as on edge. But
let me say it like this. Out of your, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt out of your ignorance, okay?
Yeah.
Especially you from Mississippi.
Yeah.
Now, if you saw a group of whites following behind you in Mississippi or coming towards you, you'd be like, hold on, let me think about this. Right?
But anybody, like, I never had, right? Anybody who ever tried to attack me, always been from my own race.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a majority of black on black crime crime that are toward black Americans, of black people in the States, is normally someone from their own neighborhood. It's normally somebody from their own race that crime. If you look at this like FBI statistics, right? Most crimes of black people are by our own. So based on that statistic, you stand a better chance if you just stand a better chance of getting assaulted or molested by your own. And that's just how it works out, right?
Yeah. Well, I come from the streets, so I'm okay. Whoever coming,
exactly.
Coming my way. But
they look at you. They look at you. They're like, "Oh man, I just Keen. All right, don't worry about him, man." Hey, Lamar, have you ever experienced racism toward you? Blatant racism, like somebody walked up and said, "Hey, you, whatever." No, never. And I'm from Mississippi. Now, have people been racist toward me? I'm quite sure they have. I'm quite sure I probably get a job because I was black at some point. But I don't know about. No one ever said that, right? When I went to college, and I didn't have enough money to get through college, guess who sent me money? White folks sent me money. The black church didn't get together and say, let's set this brother a love offering to help him through his first semester. No, that didn't happen in my church. A friend of mine that went to another church, I attended there. Every so often just to go there. They got together and said, this brother's having problems. Let's send them some money. And they sent me money. They buy my books. They sent me money. Now, my mom called my church, the black church, to ask for help. We got to build a fund, and we got to do this and that. No help. She got on the phone and called that white man. That white pastor, hey, my son having a problem at school. We thought we had enough money. Could you guys help him out? And he was like, we sure can. We'll see what we can do. All of a sudden, I got a big fat check and in the mail, and I'm like, what does this come from? And that helped me stay in school that semester. So they not didn't really go to church like that with them, not really affiliated, but they took the time and sent me money. So what that tell you? There was no one else asking for money to go to college in that black church, right? They didn't even send me $50, bro. They didn't even send me $100. Nothing. Not even a fish basket, right? I didn't even get a damn fish basket, man. Come on, I could have got a fish basket or something.
I got a, how should I say this? A cute, I call it a cute racist statement made to me. I call it a cute one. Okay. I was up in Sister Bay, Wisconsin, and I was the only black there. It was in 2010, and I was running for Secretary of State at the time, right? So I walks up to this bar. We in this place having dinner and everything. So I walks up to the bar to get me a cranberry juice, and I walked up, and this little old man. It was so cute, right? He said to me, "Who you driving?" and I just bust out laughing, right? And he was like, "Who you driving?" Because at the time, J.V. Von Holland was there, Scott Walker was there. I forgot who else was there. Rebecca Clayfish.
I'm driving Miss Davies. Miss Davies.
Right. So he said to me, "Who you driving?" And I started laughing. So I said, "Excuse me, can you say that again?" Because it was funny to me, right? And he said, "Who you driving?" And when he said it the second time, two other old white men heard him, right? They cussed him out. They said, they was like, "Fool, that's Pastor King. He's running for Secretary of State." But it was so funny, right? It was like, in his mind, you know, he couldn't picture a black guy running for a statewide office on a Republican ticket, right? He was like,
"Hey,
he said it, right?" And he said it so cute, though. He said, "And who's you driving?" And, I mean, I was sitting there like, really? Did he say that? You know, but
he said it. He definitely said it.
And it was just so funny though, because that's all he saw I was there for, to drive somebody. You know, I guess we good drivers. We know how to get away or something. I don't know. But he was like, "Who you?" And he was so serious about it. "Who you driving?"
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I don't want to belittle the fact that, you know, is there racism in this country? Yes. We all know that, right? And I would say that, is that racism in South America? Yeah. Is there racism in Europe? Yeah. You're never going to get rid of that, right? You can't demand people believe the way you believe. I believe in a free and open society. For people who believe that way and want to march and demonstrate, let them do it, because I want to see who it is, right? I don't want them, you know, hiding in the cloaks of the internet. I don't want them to be, you know, because what happens when you shut people up, don't let them voice how they feel. We have to have let people have an outlet, right? Right. I'm a free speech total. I'm a total free speech guy. As long as you're not telling somebody to kill me, burn crosses in my yard, come after my family, bro, have fun. Right. You're not gonna like everybody. I got it, because I'm telling you, there's some people I like. Oof, man.
You want to answer that question right there?
Let me ask you. This is there any? I can what?
Is there anything?
Wait a minute. I'm reading that right.
Is there anything that he can do that you can't do in this country?
I can do, you can't do in this. Okay, got it. All right. Who talk about me or the guy?
Yeah, he asking you that. J-Rod, that's J-Rod. He's a white man. So he's saying, as a white man, is there anything in this country he can do that you can't?
I would say, hell no. I don't believe it. Hell no. Bro, listen. I mean, listen. Being in the military, right? When I was in charge of a company, most of the people that worked for me was white. You know, most of them followed orders, did their thing. We had fun. You know, everyone's a green suitor. I didn't look at anybody as white, but everyone's a green suitor. But I was in charge of these white guys and determined punishment, pay. You know, I had total power pretty much over their lives. Black dude. I get out, got hired as a supervisor in a manufacturing company. 90% of them's whites here in Wisconsin. Guess what? I was their boss. Didn't have an issue. at all, because I gave them the respect everyone deserved. Everyone got the exact same treatment. You get that, hey man, bro, man, let me get, a little late. I'm like, why are you late? Man. No, I don't know. What are you talking about? Because that's the way I was, the same as a white dude walked to me and said, hey man, I'm a little late, I'm like, nah, bro, you're late, right? You get, if you hold everyone to the same standard and show that you're fair and you don't have favors, they respect you for your leadership, right? I don't know how it is now, but so I have been in charge and been managing different kinds of people around the world in Korea, Germany, Cuba, so I've had that that experience. Was a police chief, was a prison warden in the military. So I've done a lot of things, guys. So there was nothing that a white guy did in that world that I couldn't have done. Even now, in the job now, I'm blessed to be where I'm at, and I think that they much rather have me as their boss than any other previous manager that they had. So, no, as long as you go to school, who's that? Blah blah blah. Who's the reason I asked is because we heard this BS all the time. It's because I'm blah 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 blah. Okay, gotcha. No, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. If I'm running a business, let's say, and I need you to be, on the front counter facing customers, right? You walk in my store, your pants hanging down, talking another language, not proper English, white, black, purple, I'm not gonna hire you. Now, I'll hire you as to cook some burgers back there, or I'll hire you in the back, but you're not talking to my customers, right? Yeah. And as a white dude came in talking all hillbilly-ish and can't have a relationship with my customers, you go into the back as well. You know what I'm saying? Dude, plain and simple, right? Go through Chick-fil-A and then go through a McDonald's or a Burger King.
Exactly.
Man, I'll hire any one of those girls any day. Eat the black girls in there, the Spanish girl, the white girls. They say, "Hi, sir. How can I help you? What's your name? Oh, sir, it was a pleasure serving you. Please come back to see us. Oh, well, your order okay, Lamar? Oh, you know my name? Welcome back, Lamar. Where have you been? We missed you." I'm like, man, I don't even like this damn chicken, but I'm coming back. Right? Go to McDonald's, Burger King, man. They on the damn phone in the window. Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, girl, what? Oh no, wait a minute, sir, wait a minute. Yeah, y'all don't got the burger. Come on. Sir, wait a minute. They slam the door in your face and walk. I'm like, man.
But you know what? You are absolutely right. I worked for a company in California that had a bunch of IHOPs in the city of Milwaukee, and I took over the worst one, right? When I first walked through the door, you had the cooks and the waitresses hollering, cussing each other out. You had the bus boys showing their drawers. You had waitress arguing with customers. And I went in and I turned that thing around. I'm talking about, it didn't take me long. I have a standard when I run stuff. So I have a culture and I have a standard. And you either get on board or get out, right? And so we fixed the place. This white guy comes to the counter and tells the cashier, "I need to speak to the manager now." So I goes up there and I'm like, "How can I help you?" Now, mind you, in my head, he's going to tell me somebody broke my culture. He said to me, "Listen," he said, "I've been traveling all through here, and I got to tell you, I hope you don't get offended. This is the first restaurant that is ran by blacks that is so professional." and when he said it, the black man behind him say, "I came to say the same thing," And I'm sitting there like, okay, first of all, I'm like you. If you ghetto, you ain't on my floor. because I have an image that I have, right? There's an image. There's a way we present ourselves. There's a way we talk to one another. We respect our customers. We respect each other. So there's a culture that we have. And when we look at it from, when you look at it from a manager perspective, you got to understand, whatever that store look like, that's who you are as the manager. So when you look at a McDonald's, and you look at a McDonald's, and you look at the owner and the manager and say, that's y'all right there. You look at a Chick-fil-A, the owner is always in the store. The owner is always interacting with either the customers or his employees, making sure that things is flowing the way they want them to flow, right?
And it's clean.
Yes.
All the time. Bathroom clean all the time.
But you know, it's funny. Have you ever watched the McDonald's drive-through line? People blowing the horn, they're getting mad, they're pulling out a line, and there's only 3 cars. But then you go to Chick-fil-A, it's 30 cars, nobody get out of line.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gets out of the line. But not only that, when you get up there, you be like you say, they just so sweet and so nice and so respectful.
I fall in love. Every time I go up there, I fall in love with one of those girls. I'm like, I love you so much. Thank you for making me feel good.
Hey, that's how I feel about El Greco's here in Milwaukee. Everybody say, you always at El Greco's. I love the pampering. I love the way they treat me. Yeah. I love, when I walk through the door, everybody, hey, Mr. King, how you doing, Mr. King? How you doing? How many with you today, Mr. King? What can I get you? Oh, you want your water, your lemons and your cucumbers and your coffee and your honey? They already know what I want. So why would I go somewhere else? They got to learn me, and I can go here and they taking care of me.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, customer service. I mean, I got it. Like, some of these stores don't have a choice because they're in a certain part of town and that's all they have to hire, right? But they can still change their culture, right? They can still, even if it's a bunch of rough people, they can still change the culture and to make the store a pleasant experience, right?
Yeah. But you know, it's not the neighborhood or anything like that. It's the culture that you allow in your business. Look at Milwaukee. Milwaukee culture is based off of leadership. That is why it's in the condition that it's in. That's why it's messed up, because of the leadership. Leadership create culture. That's one of the reasons why I'm a diehard, and y'all see it, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Why? Because Mike Tomlin always says it like this: we don't want no hostages. We only want volunteers. So if you don't want to be here, bye. Next man up. So when you take that kind of, like, for example, look what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay should not be going through all of this crap with Aaron Rodgers. He's one person, right? You don't want to be here? Leave. Just go. Why are we sitting around wondering if he's going to stay, if he's going to go? He wants to be in New York.
Where you go? Bum, 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 bum. What's that say?
So the question is, give us our money back and leave. That's all you got to do, and hope New York give you the same money we just gave you. Give us our money back and go. Why is this every year? It's an Aaron Rodgers drama. Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? Is he going to retire? Oh, I'll let y'all know in a little while. No, that's the culture. He can't do that crap in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, so when you allow, when you don't set the culture or the standard, then people can do anything. And so when we allow folks and they say, well, this is all we got.
It's not just Milwaukee. We don't have leadership. We have followers, says Liz Lang.
and she, you know, and you're right though. You got people who's supposed to lead, but just because, let me put it this way. Just because a person has a title as leader or manager or or common council or mayor or whatever doesn't mean they have the leadership quality on the inside of them. That don't mean they're leaders. What it means is that you allowed them to lead you without checking to see if they qualified to lead. And I'm not talking about qualified because they went to school and got a piece of paper. Yeah. I'm talking about, do they have quality leadership potential on the inside of them to be that leader?
Yeah, I mean, titles, it's misleading with titles, right? You assume someone with the title know what they're doing, but especially with politicians, no, they just figured out a way to get elected, but that does not mean they know what they're doing. Just like AOC, for example, right? She was a made-up candidate. It was like, they already had the talking points for her. They already had everything. They had all the material ready. They just the shell already built out, the framework already built out. They're just looking for a body. And so once they found a body, right, there you go, like making a cake. They put all the ingredients together. They was ready, and they needed to put that one last ingredient in, which was AOC, and she got elected. And she knew nothing. I mean, absolutely a blank slate. And she went to school for economics, but God knows I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell at all. I'm like, what? So I don't know, man. But these cities, man, we have to. They're gonna have to live. I wish these politicians were able to live the policy that they produce, or they sponsor. They should have to live underneath those same policy that they putting out for everyone else.
Oh yes.
And if they did that, I guarantee you, things would be a whole lot different.
If they did that, they would change everything. They would not stay the same. They would be like, you know what? We made a mistake. Like I told the people, everybody was hollering about, defund the police. I said, okay, let's slow down for a second and think about it. If they defund the police, do you think there's going to be a shortage of police downtown where they're making all the money? Not at all. So where is the shortage of police going to be?
In your black neighborhoods. I ain't going there. If I was a policeman, I'm like, wait a minute. I get paid the same amount of money if I go in that neighborhood or not. I'm going to cruise around the neighborhood I don't have to work in that much. That was last week. I think it was this week. There was a white couple that was getting beat up by that mob down there, right? And they was out of towners. They were just getting beat up, and a black lady stopped the mob from beating her up, and then she flagged down the police and tried to get the police to stop to help, and the police didn't stop. They went around her and just kept going. And so they went to the police station to ask, to try to file a report and ask, hey, why didn't you guys stop? And he said, hey, we got a new mayor. This is going to keep going. Basically, the police told her, you guys elected a mayor. They're going to continue the violence. And basically, why do anything about it?
Right.
Why are they going to risk their lives or do anything about it when they're all going to be pretty much let go? And so they just said, you know what? They just bypassed it and went. They probably would have got donuts or something. I mean, do you blame them? I'm not going up in there for what? You know what I mean? They're like, I'm going to get me a donut, man. I don't got time for this. You come with some sayings. You know that, right? It's true. Think about it. Why would you go make arrest for what? And do all this paperwork for what? For the DA, for that Fox lady with that has that bite that looks like a damn piranha. You see that woman's mouth?
But
she can bite through a tree, man. Anyways, I shouldn't say that, but let's see here. It is so stupid. I can't even. 2 cops got shot in their face and died in Cameron, Wisconsin last
that's
week.
up in Barron County. Yeah. But and that's sad for that family. But you're absolutely right. It goes back to the leadership. So if you got leadership that is not real leadership, you're going to always have this stuff. But it's just like the DA in Atlanta, the black lady, I can't think of her name. But let me tell you what she did. She said, I'm coming after you guys. I'm going to watch the videos. I'm watching y'all on Facebook. I'm watching y'all on YouTube. I'm watching y'all on TikTok. And once I see you do a crime, we're coming to get you. If you're dumb enough to make the videos, then you're dumb enough to go to jail. We coming to get you. If you don't want us to come get you, you better leave the county. And she told them that.
Man, it's blatant now. They walk in stores, not even running, open up their purse, just dumping stuff in the bag. And folks just were sitting there recording them. It's like, why are you watching me? Like they sit there and just load up their whole purse and they'll put it down. They get another bag, open it. Not even in a hurry, just dumping stuff in their bags like they're shopping at their grandmama's house or something, and getting Tupperware. Pick up the bags and they just walk out of the store. Not even in a hurry, bro. And everybody's just going, what do we do? Right. And that's why these stores are closing down. You can record like the DA in Atlanta. Yeah, she might say that, but overall, Chicago is lost, man. It's almost like you ever seen those apocalypse movies where the zombies overrun the city and they breach the perimeter, and then all of a sudden they say, you know what, the city's lost, and they just nuke the whole damn city, right? A plane fly over, drop a J-down bomb, and just nuke the whole city, right? If Chicago keep doing what it's doing, that's basically what's going to happen in Chicago. It's already on that trajectory, and what are you going to do? And people just start leaving the city. I'll say people get out of the cities, go out to the woods, because these cities ain't going to do nothing but get worse and worse. And it's Democrat run. All these cities are Democrat run, and they think they can do this without the surrounding areas. Like they don't look at how they get fed. The country boys and girls out there is feeding you. Everything in these cities get trucked in. Water, everything gets trucked in. These cities they're overpopulated. They're not meant to be, thanks to our transportation system, our supply chain management. If these cities are surviving on the backs of these flyover country, you know what I mean? And they don't appreciate the flyover country, but that's how they get fed every day. They have no idea where meat come from. If it's not in a packet, they have no idea what to do.
But which state has the highest?
What is interesting me is which state has the highest gun laws. And then Rustin said, imagine if Walmart guest greeters started to now arm them with buckshot, 12-gauge shotgun.
I'm going to tell you like this. If I worked in a Walmart and I see everybody coming in there looting and everything, you think I'm finna try to stop a mob? I'm going to the break room. Let me know when it's over. Because there's no way I'm going to do that.
Dude, I don't know. We're lost, man. This is a lost society. It's everybody. I'm telling you, the inner cities, it's, if you look at, you talked about leadership earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Look at Mayor Giuliani, how New York was before him, how New York was during his reign there, how New York got cleaned up overnight. Then when he left, New York was still a great place to go. Then after that, it just started crumbling. After that, all these dodo birds they're electing, and then they're like a parasite, right? They come in. They destroy where they live, just like a parasite. They destroy the host, and they'll jump to another city, or they have to jump to another host to keep surviving. So everyone's leaving New York. People are leaving California. People are leaving these states and these cities. And what they do, they go to another fresh state, red state. And I'm like, please, guys, you know what you're running from. to not vote the same way you've been voting like you did in New York.
Exactly.
And they go to another city and destroy it and go, oh, why does this keep happening? And they'll bounce to another city, right?
And you know, when you look at LA, I mean California, you know, they making some stupid laws that I ever seen in my life, you know, and now I just found out and I just finally saw one. Milwaukee now have electric buses.
Ooh.
I know, right?
That's that's gonna now we're good now, man. We no more crime. Kids can read now.
they can read. They can even learn how to plug the bus up.
Yeah,
and
we got electric buses now. It solves everything. I'm not against electric buses, right? I'm just like
well, in Milwaukee, I am, because in the wintertime, what them buses gonna do?
Well, I'm saying overall, I'm not opposed to any type of, you know, electric technology, but a lot of time we try to force the technology to be something it's not. Meaning that 100 years from now, 50 years from now, we might be able to go all electric. But if everyone in New York City drove an electric car, where are you gonna plug this up at? The electric grid cannot handle, there's no infrastructure to handle that many electric cars. Just because a plug is there, don't mean you're going to get the electricity out of it. You're going to have rolling brownouts. Excuse me, rolling brownouts. You're not going to have enough electricity to go around, and then they have to start rationing electricity. The infrastructure is not in place to do what they want to do. And also, electric vehicles are more toxic to the environment than the gasoline, because the amount of work you got to do to pull out the minerals from the ground, and talk about the carbon offset, you know, they're more of a disaster zone pulling out battery minerals out of the ground than it is actually getting oil out of the ground. But they won't tell you that at all. It's not environmentally friendly at all. And you have to own that vehicle for like 10 years or more to offset what they did to go get it. versus I'm real. So who owned the vehicle that long? So versus a gasoline vehicle. So it's all a farce, man. It's all a farce.
It is. And then they're not telling you that I saw a video where a guy was charging his car and the car exploded. His electric car exploded. He was charging up his car. So I look at it like this, you know, some things you don't need to keep up with the time. Some things you just got to keep, like the cars that take gasoline, because like you say, what California gonna do? How many cars gonna have to get towed off the freeway in California during rush hour because they didn't have time to charge it all the way up?
You can't. I mean, again, infrastructure not set for it. I mean, ones and twosies. Like my job have a couple electric cars plug in, right, for the 1 to 2 electric cars that come there. But if everyone had an electric car, they couldn't support that.
Right.
They couldn't support it. I mean, it'd be a lone line sitting there to support something like that. It's not even feasible.
And can you imagine driving from Milwaukee to Mississippi in an electric car? And you get to that stretch where there's no exit, there's no.
The hybrid model works best, I think, when you still have an electric engine. It's like it plays off each other.
Right.
You know, it's electric for a while until then it switch over to the gas burn. That's a pretty decent piece of technology, because you don't have the juice to do it. The engine kicks on, and then while the engine's on, it charges the battery. Then it kind of like tenants. It goes back and forth. The engine runs like a charger alternator while the engine's running, so it charges the battery. Then once the battery's charged, it shuts off the engine. The battery runs until it runs out. Then the engine shuts. That is perfect technology to me for now, for where we're currently at.
Right. So if it ain't that, you'll never see Boomland because you're gonna be stuck somewhere. you're gonna mess around and be stuck somewhere. You ain't gonna make it to Boomland.
And
And
or what they call it, flower country.
yeah,
Flower country, man, is God country. I tell you, every time I drive home to Mississippi, I'm like, man, look at all this land. Every time I look out and see a house out in the prairie, just out there being lonesome and horses out in the stable, and man, I'm like, man, I long for stuff like that, right?
when
but I want to be close enough to a city where I can still get there within 45 minutes. But man, I love that lifestyle.
yeah, when we drove, we drove to Colorado to visit our daughter, and just what you were saying, I was like, I can live there. I can live right there. And it takes you 3 to 4 miles to get to the house. I got cameras. So I know who's coming. I know who's coming. I know, I can see you coming before you get there. Ain't no sneak up.
Yep. Nightmare story. Tell us about it.
I know, right?
Oh, you don't have to call in line,
I do got the call in line.
She won't call in. Liz,
Liz ain't gonna call in.
And Liz, call in and tell us about this horrible story.
I know. Tell us about this. Help us out. But no, really though, when we look at it, you know why I still have a lot of hope that we can change things around.
Why is that?
She said no.
Yeah.
Is that there was an island that was part of the Bahamas called Trash Island. Okay, and they used to put their trash on that island, and a man came and he brought the island from the Bahamas, took away all the trash, built a hotel on it, and is now called Paradise Island. So it all depends on what you see. And I see, and I use Milwaukee. I see Milwaukee could change because I'm starting with the young people. Old farts ain't gonna change. You talk to some of the old people, they still want 8-track tapes. They still want the phone that you hit the 9 and go all the way around and it comes back. They're not gonna change their mindset. But if you give the young people an opportunity to want to dream and want to have their own, and let them know you've been lied to, you can have your own. You've been lied to. You can be better, and then share our story. I didn't learn the history I know about America and about Black history because I was at school. I learned that out of school. So those are some things that we have to let them know. You're not going to learn this in school. You'll learn it out of school. And so you just got to be hungry for information, because that's all knowledge is. Knowledge is information.
Yep. You're not going to learn this, right? And remember, there are most of our higher learning institution, aka colleges, right?
Yeah.
They're all woke for the most part.
Right.
And we have conservatives, right? All proud that they kids gotten these woke schools. And they wondering when they come back why Johnny hates them. why Susie come back and turn into a flaming feminist, right? We are literally giving our kids to these institutions to be brainwashed. And we proud, we're so excited when they get in these schools, and so we just feed them to the slaughter. And I think that's something that needs to be addressed going forward. The leftists own the school system right now, but there's our alternative out there. You have PragerU, you have other colleges out there that does a really good job that we need to start sending our kids to these schools, right? PragerU right now has a waiting list to get into that school.
Right.
And they have non-Christians trying to get in because they know that the education in PragerU is outstanding. Outstanding education.
Hey, wait. I got to interrupt you.
Okay.
Somebody sent something to me. We got to talk about this, okay? Milwaukee Mayor emphasized the importance of tracking the root cause of crime with solutions such as creating more family supporting jobs, adding stable housing, and supporting effort to engage youth, particularly in the summer. Now,
that means what?
Wait, first of all, you cannot create family supporting jobs when the kids can't even fill out the application.
It's amazing how they, if I ask him, okay, explain that family supporting job. What do you mean by that, right?
Right.
It's these these code words are these slogans. Family supporting jobs sounds right. So good. Engaging kids over the summer sounds. What does that mean? A street block party, barbecue fish fry again? Like you know, some fish sandwiches. Like what's that? What's that mean? Like engaging? Like what do you mean? What's the point of the engagement? Like what are you trying to get to with the engagement?
Right.
What, you know,
and when you look at it, right? Let's look at the family supporting jobs, and then we'll talk about the stable housing, right? So first of all, there are so many jobs in the city of Milwaukee that every company got a sign out. The problem is nobody qualifies for those jobs because there's no real training to prepare people for manufacturing jobs, because the ones that get hired can't read a ruler. Some, if they go for welding, can't read a blueprint. So when you start to look at this, how are you going to do it? Because here's the thing that you and I both know. The moment you solve a problem, you lose money. So problem produces money. So if I start to giving out real jobs, good jobs, then now I am going to lose money.
No, you're going to lose a support base.
Right.
Because how I look at it is the more you make somebody efficient and take care of themselves, the less they need you, which, you know, they thought process will change. You know, they're not on hard time. They don't need your handout. You know, that is a political base. That's a voting base that people try to keep in this box, because it's a guaranteed voting block. I call it the grieving voting block, right? And again, slogan words means nothing, right? It's pie in the sky. And I always ask the question: Did you do this? Did you do this before? The incumbent, like, what have you done before? Like, when did you think of this? Now is the re-election time. You thinking about it now?
It is.
Why didn't you, like, you had 4 years? I think it's a 4-year term, right?
Well, no, he's finished out 2 years, but he was the president of the Common Council, and he's been on Common Council for I don't know how many years. So he's been in place, and by being in place, you didn't do nothing in your own district, and now you're over the city, and you still trying to figure it out. Again, adding stable housing. How are you adding stable housing? Government funding that's going to keep people down. That one, if a lady in her 50s got a felony when she was 18, she's not qualified to get in any of the housing authority problems because she's a felon. So she can't even get in.
Man, well, right now the Biden administration trying to make local communities put these affordable housing, you know, what multi-family unit housing into neighborhoods. Like, you know, you've been to my place, neighborhood. They trying to put those kind of homes in neighborhoods like this,
right,
for equality, right?
Right.
You know what's going to happen?
Of course.
Pseudo neighborhood going. I mean, if I know they're gonna start building something like that, I'm selling. I'm trying to get out of this neighborhood as soon as possible, because you everything you did to your neighborhood to make it right, everything that you did to invest in this neighborhood is about to go to crap, because no one cares about these homes. They don't own them.
Right.
Why would they care about your neighborhood? Why would they
Right.
care about your property value? No one cares about this, right?
Right.
And you building these homes, like I tell my wife all the time, I go, anytime we clean something out, if I bring some type of storage facility, something to put something in, right, it always get filled up. So if I go clean out a socks drawer right now, just clean out the drawer and threw everything away, it'll be filled up the next day. And my wife will find something else to put in there. Why is that? Because my boy bothering me. No, because she'll find something to put in there because it's an open spot, right? It's an open spot to put something in. You build more houses like that, they will get filled up. I don't care how many you build, right?
Right.
You're not helping people. You're not helping people by doing that. You should help them get into the job market, and actually, there's different ways to get people to work and do their best, not just building houses, because what does that do? It just creates more of the problem.
And when we look at this thing for exactly what it really is, it is like you said, it's sound bites and it's a smokescreen because of election time. And now they probably give some money to the Black Chamber of Commerce to look like they're doing something for the Black community, just to say we there for you. But if we really look at this thing, how are you going to engage with the youth? And the youth drove. Where did they go? They was up at a Walmart that closed down, and they went up there and had a press conference and says we're going to be monitoring this place so you guys doesn't come up here, gather around and do anything mischief, right? But the thing about it is, everything where youth can go, there is not a lot of places for young people to go. I thank God for the Running Rebels, because the Running Rebels been out here for a long time, and they doing their best with the children that comes to them. But the Running Rebels can't handle every kid in the city of Milwaukee. But they do a great job. They're doing excellent with our youth, helping them out, keeping those that they can help on the right track. But unless they give the Running Rebels enough money to put something in every area of the city, then it's not going to work. So when we look at it, we got to say, okay, how's they going to engage? It sounds cute. We're going to engage with our youth. That sounds so cute.
Sorry, I was on mute, but we're going. Yeah, it's cute, but if we keep going this way, I feel like I think what's his name? Rustin?
Yeah, Rustin.
Yeah, he talked about it earlier about states doing their own thing, right? We're becoming more balkanized. We're starting to separate more. You got your deep blue states like California, New York now. You have your red states, and people are gonna start, separating even more based on all these problems we're having. Once that's continue to happen the way it happens, people go, nothing like that ever happened in this country. That'd never be a civil war again. And they're thinking about civil war lining up like, the grays and the blues lining up on the Mason-Dixon lines, shooting at each other.
Right.
That's a different era, right? A new war won't look like that. It'll be people fighting in these cities with each other. Like it'd be neighborhoods fighting with each other and stuff like that. So uh don't think that we are so righteous and so thinking in our head nothing like this can happen in the States, but we're seeing it now. I know the big, let's say if a war did happen again, right? We got to look back and say this started 3 years ago. This started 4 years ago, whatever, 6 years ago, right? So even now, like I believe that we are currently in another Cold War with China and Russia and Iran. It's just that it's not a hot war yet, but this is another Cold War. We just don't know, we don't see it yet. And the same thing within our country, right? We're entering the era where I say it's not a hot per se civil war, but you got one side of people that hate this country and want to see it destroyed. Other side love this country and want to uphold what we have. And one side love the flag, one side of the flag is oppression. We're the only country that do stuff like this, right? So you keep pulling that rubber band, keep pulling that rubber band. Eventually that rubber band is gonna snap at some point if we don't relieve that tension, And how to relieve that tension? I would say Obama had the best opportunity than any other president when he became president to help heal this nation. He, out of anybody, could have brought this country together even more. But one of the first thing he did, the beer summit. Some professor got in trouble with a cop, and the whole race baiting thing started just from that. And I was so I didn't vote for him, but I was so disappointed. I mean, that was a chance right there to say, hey, country have gone through a lot. We elected off the first black president. He could have been the spearhead to say, black man, stay at home. Fathers, he could have been preaching this on a world stage, but he ran around, did an apology tour saying to the Muslim country how bad we were. Then he the beer summit. Then Eric Holder, his wingman, it just started collapsing from there. It really started collapsing, and it has been on a down slope ever since. He wasn't the president.
What did somebody say?
Liz said he wasn't the president. Russ said, let me see. Like the gas chamber killing people. No, it was a short. It was a shot in the arm from vaccines. Oh, you're gonna get you say something about that.
I know.
Yeah, they're gonna kick you off Facebook.
Don't say that anymore.
I know.
But and you're absolutely right. He had an opportunity to say, you know what? Couple of things. He could have said, you know what? This country have just shown that we can now come together. Being the first black president, I want to promote families, unity. I want to promote. What did she say? I
think I already read that one. White leftists who raised him, mom and grand. Yep. I don't see that for some reason.
Huh?
I didn't see that comment for some reason.
Oh, that comment came from YouTube.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that one came from YouTube. But you're right. But what did he do? He helped stir up division. He helped stir it up and said some things, him and Al Sharpton, that homosexuality was really part of the black community, should have Civil Rights Act. And they said a lot of things that they shouldn't have said because it affected a lot of people in the wrong direction. But again, when you want a position so bad, you would do or say anything, whether you really agree with it or not. If you want it bad enough, and certain people say they'll get behind you and support you, that's the problem that we have. We got people that have looked like they was going to start off good, and next thing you know, they get elected and they start doing the wrong. For example, the guy from Kenosha, what is he? Congressman Stiles, is that his name?
Yeah, it's the Congressman Stiles. Yes, Stiles.
Okay. This man went and voted for marriage right or right to marriage act. It was some act that him and two other Republicans from Wisconsin supported, and it was all about immorality. So, you know, one minute you got him doing something by calling Trump and getting some help down in Kenosha. Then the next minute, vote against everybody's belief. What they never thought he would have voted for it, but he did.
Well, I mean, look at Paul Ryan. You know, he was the moment he got out, he showed his true colors. He always felt that way. Always felt that way, right? The only person I when I say trust, like, he just says it. Trump just says it. Oh, we're gonna have a deal with Saudi Arabia. We're gonna make a lot of money. I'm like, you know what, brother? I like you said. Hey, he just said it. And I think he's been beat up so much that he would literally go in next time and really clean house now. He knows exactly what to do now. Before, he was trying to govern with all, you know, people stabbing him in the back, you know, in spite of all the stuff he went through, he still was able to get a lot of stuff done. Now, the Second Amendment stuff, you know, and I don't agree with him on that. The buck stop and all that stuff. Now, you know, I'm not going to agree with everything Trump does, but for the most part, you know, he right now is what we need to go back. You know, but I know I love running the Sanchez as well, but the way this country is falling off right now, we need someone like Trump who don't care. He can't run again. He don't care. And he actually going to go in and make these changes that we need. And so, you know, this could be our last shot on this. I know people say this all the time. This is the last election. I mean, this election, the most important election of our lifetime. We hear that so many times.
Yeah.
But, dude, I think this president election is Biden wins again or somebody like him. I have no idea it's not going to get any better at all. Well, it's gonna get, you know, when people say, when a rich guy go broke and they say, how'd you go broke? He said, well, it started off, you know, slowly, and then all of a sudden it went fast and I was broke. Like, it chipping away at the culture, it's chipping away at this country little by little. Mm-hmm. And then one day, overnight, it happens. It feels like it was overnight to us because the dam broke and overnight this stuff got implemented, right? Yeah. But you know, that little water been dripping into this scale for so long. Now the scale gonna break at some point. It can't hold that weight, and then when it breaks, it happens fast. And we think it just happened overnight. No, this has been going on for the last 100 years.
Well, you know, when we look at it, like you say, this presidential election is very important. These next local election is very important. 2024 period is a very important, I like to call it, like we used to play in basketball, do or die. This is a do or die situation. I mean, especially in Wisconsin, we done gave up so much. And we came back with nothing. We gave so much in the governor's race. We got nothing. We gave up so much in the attorney general race. We got nothing. We got a treasurer, but I'm still leery on that one. Supreme Court race, nothing. So you're looking at Wisconsin and the way it's shifting, and Milwaukee, we got a district attorney that won't do his job. So, the police here is going to say the same thing. Why pull over? Why arrest this person? And then tomorrow morning, I see him back on the streets.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste my time. So, yeah, but just tell you, I'm probably like 5 more minutes. I'm gonna go read some bedtime stories.
Oh, ain't that sweet?
Yeah, I got to go read all about dinosaurs. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got to read some bedtime story, man, because little want to get all upset. I thought, did the other guy come on? The other guy's supposed to be coming on?
No, I think he went to bed. He has to work early in the morning.
Tell him he's weak. Tell him he is weak.
He the one that was asking you all the questions.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was J-Rod.
Hey, tell J-Rod can sleep tomorrow. He can sleep when he's dead. What's wrong with him?
Huh?
He can sleep when he's dead. What's wrong with him?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. But yeah, man, I am so grateful for you to coming on and sharing, what we say. I tell people I don't hide from it. I just say everything that I'm gonna say, and when people say,
now go ahead. I gotta fix my camera's starting to get out of focus a little bit.
And when people say you need to watch what you say because you're in campaign mode, oh no, I'm saying exactly what I mean. I ain't hiding nothing. I ain't sugarcoating nothing.
Yeah, the beauty of that is, like when I was campaigning, I never had to remember what I said. Because what I said on stage is repeatable because that's what I believe. So I never had to memorize really. I mean, you got what you believe, but I never really had to memorize anything because somebody asked me that question. No matter where I was going to answer it basically the same way. Some depends on where you're at, what you put on, what you emphasize or whatnot. But a lot of time on the left side, when you're trying to appease certain groups, hey, when you hear, don't say this, or when you there, don't say that. Man, that gets so annoying. And you have your fair share of people that that they're not, they mean well, but man, you get advice from everybody. What you should have, could have, would have. You get advice from everybody what you should have done. Oh, this is why you lost. Oh, we got to start doing this. I'm just like, man, but they mean well. They mean well, but
I know. But one of the things that I tell people is this: I am gonna always be me, and I'm gonna always tell the truth. I'm gonna be consistent in what I say, and I'm gonna back it up with everything. If we saying that they suck, here's how they suck. You can see it for yourself. They can take sound bites all they want, but you ask me about it, I'm going to tell you. If you don't want to know, don't ask, because I'm going to let you know I am not a Sambo. And I tell people all the time, just like I told the owner at this store, I would not sell your trust. So you ain't got to worry about that. I'm not for sale. So I won't sell your trust.
Yeah, but if y'all want to buy me, go ahead and send me some money. I'll I use your money. Go ahead and buy me. I need some fast cash.
say you need some fast cash, huh? Tell you want $1 million small bills so they can't be traced.
Exactly.
You want a house in the Cayman Islands.
Do some Breaking Bad stuff.
So, but yeah, I really appreciate you coming on and having this talk with us. And
by all means, you don't have to leave because of me. You can stay on and jibber jab, but
no, I know you gotta leave. I'm gonna stay on just a little while to close it out. But I really appreciate you, sir. and tell the story, not the dragon story. Tell the story. There was once a crazy man by the name of David King who went into Milwaukee, became the mayor, and turned it all the way around. That's the story.
That's the story. You
Yeah.
want me to tell?
Tell it to your children. Say Milwaukee.
All right. I'll make sure somehow I incorporate you in the dinosaur book. David King is a dinosaur that wants to run for mayor.
He's a dinosaur. But no, I appreciate you. Tell the family I say hi. Tell the wife I say hello. And we'll get together soon because we still got to have lunch, sir.
Will do. You pick the spot, and I'll pay.
Uh-oh.
Only one time, though. You know, I'm not the government.
Then we going to El Greco's. Hey, sir, when are we getting together, Charles? I got your shirt, sir. But yeah, Charles is a part of Still a Nation, so I had to recognize Still a Nation.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, guys, thank you for listening, and I will talk to you guys soon. And and I'll let you guys know when I start pushing out my own videos here and there. So, but thank you guys so much. And Dr. King, thank you for this the time we spent together tonight.
I appreciate you, sir.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
So that was my good friend Lamar from Kenosha. So we are about to, let's see, what did Dorothea Maker say? Hey, good to see you, Zuni. So you guys, just a couple of announcements that I want to touch back on. I bid for mayor. We have started a campaign. We're looking for 5,000 people just to donate $24. You can go to the website kingformayor.net and donate your $24. We're trying to get 5,000 people to donate $24. Please be one of those 5,000 to donate $24. And I'll put it on here. There's the website. You guys can go on there and begin to donate your $24. King for Mayor. Let's show them that we can do this. Let's show them that we are serious about having a better Milwaukee. A better Milwaukee. Kingformayor.net. Kingformayor.net. So we would love for you guys to go ahead and donate. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Y'all know my heart is for the city of Milwaukee. I don't care what condition it is in right now. I don't care what kind of leadership we have right now. I do believe we can turn Milwaukee around and it can be a great city. People don't have to leave. We just have to change leadership. So please make sure you donate. King for Mayor, kingformayor.net. Go there, donate $24. We're asking 5,000 people to donate $24. Donate $24. Donate it for your children's future. I'm looking forward to it. If you decide that you want to donate more than $24, we do accept that as well, but donate at least $24. And we're still looking for volunteers to help as we raise money for our school. We are volunteering, working the concession stand at the Brewer games. You are more than welcome to come. If you have a group and you're trying to raise money for your group, your church, your children's soccer team, track team, then give me a call at 676-0842, and I can show you how you can make money fundraising with us to make money for your children's future. So join us again next Thursday, and then Tuesday we will be doing a pre-recording teaching on the Constitution, and that'll be released on Wednesday morning. So we just thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of tonight's show. Thank you again, LAMAR Madison, and those of you that watch and participate by making comments. We love you guys, and until next week, God bless.
Kingdom citizen, yeah.